Come on, come on.
Meet Corey Prince of Racine, Wisconsin.
All right, all right, all right. Y'all want to follow us down there? Just follow us down there. Just follow us.
Where's y'all going?
Right here to City Hall.
For what?
To vote. To the vote we go. Yay! I'm excited.
In 2018, Corey spent his days driving people to the polls.
The main reason that I'm doing this is to try to educate and empower the people through their right to vote that people of color have fought and died and lost their lives for. And so we want to honor their legacy and don't trample on the sacrifice that they made for people like myself and for my community.
There's something more that's driving Corey, a former felon, to get out the vote.
Racine, Wisconsin has been listed as the 4th worst city for African Americans in the country by USA Today. The median income is for every dollar that a white person makes, African Americans make 60 cents. Southeastern Wisconsin also leads the United States of America in the highest incarceration rate for African American males. So like all of those things are so important. We want them too.
They wanted y'all to come to the city hall so we can protest.
No, not no protest. We gotta vote for justice. If you go around and you ask a lot of African Americans here in the city, they don't seem to feel that way. And that the reason is complacency. They think that they're okay where they're at. And I'm not. We're bringing the folks here to the polls, live and direct.
Okay, where are we headed?
I'm going to try to get you fired up about voting.
Fighting alongside Corey are volunteers from Seattle, part of a civic action group called Common Power.
Do you know you can vote today?
You voted already, huh?
Yeah, he has voted.
Good, way to go, man. It's important to knock on these doors and tell these folks who are poor, who are lower middle class, that their vote matters.
University of Washington communications professor David Domke and former Starbucks manager Charles Douglas lead this team and hundreds of volunteers.
It's organic, it's great, it's bigger than I ever would have imagined.
Domke encourages young people of color to teach and lead the mostly older volunteers.
He knows that his position as a white educated professor, department chair is extremely powerful. And for him to be aware that he needs to make sure that young black and brown leaders are put in positions to succeed, for me is invaluable. So I'm rocking with David till the wheels fall off. Yeah.
No. This is my first time it being in Iowa as part of this experience.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
David and Charles also lead field trips to see democracy in action.
Running for office is an act of hope, and so is caucusing, volunteering, or being part of this process.
At the Iowa caucuses earlier this year, Common Power volunteers and donors got up close and personal to the vast field of presidential candidates.
We've got a lot more driving, a lot more talking to do. It's been exciting though. We did a lot of knocking on doors today.
Go team! Hi, are you Lucinda?
We're knocking on doors and making sure people vote.
We're going this way, right?
It's been great. My first time canvassing and I love it.
When Common Power sends volunteers to another state, it partners with a local organization to get out the vote.
I met some people that literally flew across the country to help us deal with our problems and our issues here in our city. And to me, that was just so encouraging that, you know, it actually compelled me to act more, you know.
For Corey and Common Power, the right to vote and fighting voter suppression have never been more important.
Here in the state of Wisconsin, when you're on probation or parole for a felony conviction, you do lose your right to vote. And so what happens is, actually, truthfully, what happens is the mentality to even vote dies, right? Because you're not telling other people to vote because you can't vote. For me personally, it's a blessing that, you know, I can say I'm no longer on parole and I have the right to vote and regain that right.
Every vote counts.
Engaging voters,
Go team!
building community, and growing young leaders.
Everyone here lives in King County.
For Common Power volunteers, the experience has been empowering and rewarding.
I'm registered.
And you're gonna do it.
Yes,
So I've really stepped it up to that next level of active engagement, which means walking streets, knocking doors, getting on a plane, meeting with like-minded people who want to do the same thing. And this is a whole level more satisfying, and I think is making a bit bigger impact.
It's touched my soul.
Absolutely, I would do it again.
I appreciate everybody for making the commitment to vote. It's so important.
Amen.
There's nothing that we can change by being silent. That's real talk.
Because the most common power we should all have is the power of our vote.
We're gonna knock on as many doors as possible, and we're gonna do it until we can't walk anymore, because there's a lot at stake. The country's at stake.
Was this your first time? Congratulations. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Rock that sticker, take the picture with me. Hashtag I voted and tag me in it. Rock that vote.
Watch CityStream Thursday nights at 7 on the Seattle channel, or get video on demand and podcasts anytime at seattlechannel.org.